Where most systems fall apart is that they aren't reviewed. And the reason they aren't reviewed is that it's an annoying and cumbersome process. In Tana for tasks, dashboards, and a very fluid way of assigning horizons to tasks and reviewing projects make this a very simple process and make it far less likely that things are going to fall by the wayside in your system. So let's assign some tasks here to some horizons. First, we'll assign these all as tasks. And then for our available tasks here, I'll set all of these. You can see that they're right now set to anything. Command K, set horizon available. And now you can see they're all set to available. And the appropriate command buttons pop up for that. Prospective tasks, Command K, set horizon prospective. All set to prospective now. And then this week task, set horizon this week. And you'll see that I can shift these around. I want this one now to be this week task. It's now a this week task. I want this to now be a prospective task. It's now prospective. I want to abandon it. It's now abandoned. Okay? And so this is very straightforward. If I want to from this view schedule it, it'll schedule it on today. It'll change all of the available buttons there. I can unschedule it. Now it's back to this week, and now it's back to available. So the buttons let me move all around and make it very, very simple. What we have our weekly and monthly dashboards to do is to largely help us engage with this other layer. The horizons give us another way to surface tasks, so not everything has to be scheduled, which makes it a lot more likely that we're not going to get overwhelmed by the total number of tasks that are in front of us. These will be delivered by recurring tasks that you can set up when you want to see them. Ideally, weekly, you would want to see once a week. Monthly, I actually do mine every 20 days, so it isn't really a monthly for me, but you can do it whenever you want. You can set that however it makes sense. So in a weekly dashboard, I have the capacity here to look at that's the recent history. So I'll do the scheduled available tasks. So I have my available tasks here. And these available tasks that we just created can now be scheduled if we want. They can be, once they do that, they'll disappear from down here. They can be left alone. They can be promoted or demoted, and they'll disappear from here. And now, so that those are now scheduled, or they're shifted and non-available. There's something else. I think that one I moved back. I can review my upcoming task, anything that's on the calendar coming up. I can shift them around. I can make those decisions. Much easier than any other system I've ever seen. And I can review my history, anything that's been completed. You see some stuff from previous demos kind of hanging out here. And completed history doesn't necessarily mean it had to have happened in the past. It just means that it was completed within the last 7 days. And so even if things were marked for in the future but they got done, then it makes sense for them to exist here as well. Okay. So let me back out of that, and we'll look at the monthly dashboard. First of all, we'll see in the monthly dashboard, any projects that I haven't put a review period on. I can slide them around on a Kanban board. Could delete this project status not set if I want to. Then I just have the ones that are set. Kanban board allows you to slide around left or right on it, so you can see those further out things. I don't really engage with my projects much in this form because normally I will schedule when I want them to be reviewed, because I can choose wrong button. The project review period. Actually, I want to see this one every 5 days. I initialize this and now it'll disappear from there because now it has a set review for it, which we'll look at that in 1 second. Review prospective tasks. These are the tasks that could be scheduled. They're prospective. This is the one I demoted. I'll see that once a month. Oh, now I want to do it. This one I want to see every week instead. This one I actually want to see. I don't want to see anymore. I'm going to click it as abandoned, and I'll never see that unless I specifically query my abandoned tasks. But this makes it very simple to engage with these tasks in a very fluid and comfortable way. And of course, you can add things to these dashboards as you see fit, but it makes it super simple. As far as how do you saw that project review. Well, that's something that arrives as part of your daily agenda here. And since it's things that are based on today, let me go find my projects here and see which ones I had set up that way. I have the two. This one is the one that didn't. So this one here, you can see the little command. I didn't need to open that up. The command's here. That's telling me that I can reset them. This one's set for Monday, May 29th. Let's actually pull these back so that the next project review is today. And I need to do that because the project review query is actually based on today, no matter where you are. It's not based on the day node, it's based on today. And the reason it's based on today is that if you want to move it around in your agenda, you can put it anywhere. You can put it, I want to do that in the 8 o'clock hour after I've done this. I want to do my review, this other review here, checking my recurring tasks for errors, which you don't really have to do. It's just a little peace of mind. If you want to make sure that the recurring tasks you've changed today are set correctly, you can do that. Okay, these need to be, readjusted or whatever. That will work. Okay. But the project reviews are here. And if they need to be done today, that's right. Sorry. This is set correctly. I just forgot to redo it on this particular agenda. This actually is for relative date today. And so that will then, this is correct in the template. And you'll see that anything that's due today will show up here. And all you got to do is say, okay, I'm comfortable with that, and it'll move it 2 days out. It'll reset the last project review. I should have, hang on one second. Let me open this in the sidebar because it'll also disappear from the query. When I click this, it'll reset for 2 days from now, reset last project review for today, and it'll disappear from the query. And you can see all that's set up correctly. It'll show up again in 2 days. This one I only want to see every 5 days. If I click this, it'll reset last to today, disappear from the query because it reset the next review to Monday. And on Monday is when it will show up again in that query.